Hello, I am Richard A. Boxall, and this is my short and almost daily podcast in which I chronicle my life and attempt to be a writer by writing daily-ish.
You're listening to the diary of a wannabe writer, Season 3.
Hello, today is Sunday the 5th of July 2026. Welcome to the show. So, yeah, about that podcast writing I was going to do. Well, my sleep, I don't know what's happened on this trip, but I've literally not managed to acclimatise. Normally, sort of by Sydney, but certainly by the time I'm back on the second bit of the Singapore, I've acclimatised and I'm in that local time, and it's just not happened on this trip. So my sleep has been sort of intermittent and patching a bit all over the place. So, yeah, I have got hardly any writing. I've done a little bit of writing. I think I wrote a scene. I think I wrote about 1,500 words, which is better than nothing. But then across the whole trip, that's not all that good, really. So I've had breakfast. I've had a sleep and will be picked up shortly for the flight. Which means the only thing I can really do now, because I've got not much to say, is do some random emergency questions. So let me switch across to a random question generator. See if we can do those. So if you could instantly master any language, real or fictional, which would you choose and what would you do with it first? If it was a real language, it would be Japanese or Chinese. Probably Chinese, or Mandarin specifically. Because most Chinese people assume you can't understand what they're saying. So it'd be very interesting to be in a situation where they're saying something maybe unflattering about you and you don't reveal that you can speak the language until they've said what they said and then sort of challenge it in their own language. That'd be so funny. If it was a fictional language, Klingon probably, because I'm a bit of a Trekkie sometimes and I think that could be quite fun. Okay, next question. Says, what's a small everyday thing that makes your day noticeably better? For me, it's the self-discipline to eat proper meals on time. So what I find is, if I eat breakfast, I don't pick at food. I don't do silly things like eat too much as often, and yeah, it's just a good start to the day. And I'm absolutely terrible at getting around to having breakfast. So quite often I don't, unless I'm away. Like I've had breakfast in Singapore because there's a nice little breakfast place, couple of nice little breakfast places within an easy walk from the hotel. But yeah. Right, next question. It says, if you had to relive 1 year of your life exactly as it happened, which year would you choose exactly as it happened? See, that's a weird one, because if it's exactly as it happened, then any mistakes you made, any little regrets you had, you couldn't change them. Whereas it'd be interesting to say which point would I go back to and then maybe behave differently. But if it's literally a case of reliving a year, I don't know. Yeah. That's a really tough question, and to be honest, if you had to relive 1 year of your life exactly as it happened, I suppose then, because I can't change anything, it would be about maybe just remembering a bit of my youth. So maybe go back to, I don't know, the first year I went to a particular school. So 1984, it was a good year for Doctor Who, because you've got to take that into consideration. And it was an interesting year at school. And if I could then retain the memories of that year that's just passed into the modern time, that'd be quite interesting. Okay, next question. It says, what's a movie or TV show ending you would rewrite and how would you change it? That's one that requires too much thought for a 6-minute or overrunning podcast. Yeah, that's a good one. Let's try another one. Let's see what it says. Now we're going for, if you could have dinner with any historical figure, who would it be and what's the first question you would ask them? Historical figure? I would love to meet our former Queen, Elizabeth II, when she was young, before she knew she was going to be Queen. And I'd like to ask her what kind of queen does she think she would make if she ever got the chance. Because I suspect she'd have a fairly good idea, and I suspect, what she came out with were probably quite close to what happened. Right, one more. Let's see what it says. This is so silly. I'm so sorry. What's something you believed as a kid that sounds ridiculous to you now? Adults know what they're doing. Because as a kid, you just assume adults are in control and they know what they're doing. And then when you become an adult, you realise that basically they've been winging it for the last God knows how long, and it's just an illusion of self-assurance. And actually they have as much idea of what they're doing as you did as a kid. All right, final question. If you could permanently remove one inconvenience from daily life, what would it be? I mean, aside from the ramifications of it, it'd be great not having to go to the loo, wouldn't it? Never having to do that. But then, eating you'd end up exploding. So maybe that's not very well thought out. Right. That's me done for Singapore and this trip. Hopefully the next time you hear me, I will be back at home tomorrow evening. So thank you so much for listening. Take care, and I'll talk to you then. Bye-bye.
You have been listening to The Diary of a Wannabe Writer, presented by me, Richard A. Boxall. Thank you for tuning in to my cogitative considerations, and if you'd like to know more about me or my projects, visit my link tree on linktr.ee/Richard Writes. Capital R, capital W. Thank you for listening.